Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss Agentic AI. So what is Agentic AI? We have been hearing this Agentic AI for very long, especially after evolution of generative AI or LLMs. So to explain Agentic AI, I plan to create a video series where I'll be discussing Agentic AI and we'll be doing hands-on implementation as well. This video is the first part of that Agentic AI series. So let's start. Here I'm trying to explain things in a very simple manner. So consider an application which does some calculation, right? Uh, so user would provide two numbers and based on the need, either he or she will click on add or multiply. So how a typical implementation in terms of programming language would look like. So you would have a function called add where you'll be passing two parameters and it will give you uh, the addition. Similarly, you will be having another function which will do the multiplication, and then another very important thing, the logic. So please pay attention here. This logic basically decides which function is to be called. So how typically you would write this logic or this brain of this application, right? uh, it would be like this. So you will first check, okay, what is the operation type, whether this is add or multiply. If add, then I'll call add function, or if this is multiply, then I'll call multiply function. So you'll have to do the explicit programming here, and then you will have to get the results. Same thing if I want to implement using agentic AI, right? So how we can do that? Before that, I just want to call out that let's say if we need to add another function, maybe division, right? Then you'll have to update your this logic, right? You'll have to deploy your application again, etc., etc., right? Now, let's see how agentic AI will handle this. So just one thing that I want to call out is agentic AI is not related to chatbots only, right? It can do so many complex things, etc. But the example that I'm taking here is based on that chatbot only. So again, visualize this application here, right, which takes user input in natural language and then gives the output. So how typically would this work? So this user instruction in the background will go to our agentic AI agent. This agent has got some tools, right? So tools like add or multiply. So essentially you would be writing those functions again, but this tool call or that logic which will tell that which tool to be called is done by the LLM. So how the typical flow would look like. User will send the instruction to the agent will send this user input and the tool list available to the LLM. And then LLM, based on the natural language processing, will decide which tool to be called and what will be the parameter values. So in return, this will tell, okay, this is the tool to be called, right? And then agent will call this function. So this is the simplest explanation of agentic AI, right? So now let's if you want to implement division here, right? So what do you need to do? You just need to create another tool, and then again you'll have to update obviously your system prompt also, and then LLM will help you in deciding which tool is to be called, right? So pretty powerful, pretty useful. So we'll discuss this. We'll see how we can implement this thing. In my next part, that will be my part 2, we'll be discussing uh, this hands-on application architecture, and then we'll do the actual implementation in Python. But just want to explain this high level architecture. So as you see, I have got this user interface which is based on React framework. I wouldn't focus too much here, but the second layer, which is our agent runtime, I'll be focusing on this, where we'll be creating this agent using LangGraph React agent, and then we will do this STM or short-term memory management using LangGraph in-memory saver, and we'll be using Azure OpenAI for our LLM logic. And the third layer that you see is uh, my MCP layer, which again will be a fast API. And just before that, my agent runtime would also be a fast API. Similarly, this MCP server again would be a fast API where I'll be having these tools and will show you how all these layers can talk. So, as a second part, I'll focus on MCP servers. Why MCP servers are important, what is the use of these MCP servers, etc., and how we can implement those. And in my next videos, we will be talking about other layers. So, stay tuned. Thank you.